Alright, thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be playing Medieval Engineers again, and I have a bit of a progress update for you. I've been working a lot on and off camera, well, mostly off camera. I developed my little entry port area into this little thing. I'm going to be working on this a lot today, but just kind of show you this. We have a bit of a ramp here that, by the way, there's a ton of people online right now, so might be a little laggy, hopefully not too bad. Hang on, I'm not getting audio. Neither are you. Hold on, I gotta, let me just rejoin. That'll cause, sometimes when I switch to my streaming audio, it requires me to, like, re-click on stuff to activate. Oh, geez, no, there's 6 people online. That's pretty good, though. Second busiest server in the system. So anyway, once the audio kicks back in here, I'll show you what I've been up to. Basically, I've been building a lot of basic stuff and getting ready for a little bit more detailed episode in terms of, like things as far as what we're going to be eventually building towards. And today I want to work on some of those projects, and especially the harbor area, because I keep working off camera and I just feel guilty that I don't show everything. So I want to bring you in for today's building, at least some of it, because I think it'll help with keeping everything coherent and whatnot. So as this loads up, I have a ton of stone saved up, and I have plenty of other materials to build with, and I think we're going to be in really good shape. Anyway, this should load any second now, and we should be able to show you all that in just a second here. Hopefully. Always takes a few minutes to load, which is always annoying, but it'll be up here in just a second. Probably spend 45 minutes or an hour on this today. So hopefully you'll enjoy the episode. In the meantime, I will also tell you that I added another person to my house in this game. So we have another member of House Condorcet. As you can see here, 2 members. And I'll just tell you that my colleague is down here. Oh, that's cool. You can see him there. Anyway, as the textures load in with the purple, which is always nice, we'll just kind of give it a second here. It is the morning, so we'll be in good shape. And I've got sound now, although it's very soft. Let me turn it up slightly, especially the music. Okay, so that's good, because that is about perfect balance there. Okay, so then we will... so one thing I'm going to be doing is building my ramp up to my castle from this dock area. I'll probably expand the dock area quite a bit. And if you look at the map, I built this little wooden dock sticking out from this stone basin. I might continue to build this up along here as sort of a port and harbor, because it makes sense to have port stuff on this interior side that's protected from the ocean. Also, by the way, see that little outcrop of land? Well, I'll show you in a second what I've done out there. But in the meantime, let me show you this. This, I could probably build 2 or 3 more blocks out, and that would be the edge of my property. And so that's kind of why I'm building that out. But that's kind of a wooden offshoot to this stone base, which only is superficially attached to this land. It doesn't go all the way down. But this ramp is an easy way to get up here now. The tide is going to go in and out, and I'm not sure where it's going to end up, to be honest. Right now, excuse me, right now the tide is lower than when I built this, so, it's, it'll be interesting to see how much farther down it goes. And if it goes down further, I may have to put another ramp in there just to make sure that I can always get up here. But we're going to have to figure out this area here, and I think the best thing to do on this one is to just build, oops, boy, that's really off. Maybe if I put a wall or something here. Yeah, this should help stabilize this area. Okay, and then let me go back with the slope here, and that should give me something to connect to. There we go. And so obviously I'm gonna have to mine this one out. This will help me establish the shape that I'm going for anyway, and give me some stone, which is what I need to build all this stuff. But this is like a good slope for this area anyway, and it's always been a little steeper than I've wanted it, so this will be nice to even it out, and, you know, give me a little bit of a interesting interface with the natural land as well. Let's just go ahead and build this in so we can see what we're doing. Okay. So let's get to the top here, hopefully, and we'll get some clay out of this too, probably. There we go. And this is the side. Oops, that might be too much, but that's okay. And very good. And there we go. And one more up in the corner. Up, one more. There we go. Up, one more. Alright. So now we have this ramp going all the way up to there. And I guess we'll put this one in now. These ramps are somewhat expensive, but not too bad. Certainly for how much space they take up, it makes sense they're expensive. Now I think at this point, you know, I've got to start making some decisions, because, I mean, it would be nice if I could get one going diagonally, but I just think that's going to be really tough. That's weird. Did I not finish building that? Oh yeah, there we go. Well, there's an awkward line of stone there. I'll have to... We may have to rebuild that or something. I'm not sure what that's about, but... I'm not sure what that's about. I want it to be more like this one, not like that, but whatever. We'll figure it out. So what I could do, easily, and I think what I will do, is I could change directions, and I think I could build a bit of a flat space here. Sorry for the lag. Build a flat space there, and bring it about 3 or 4 blocks over, and then ramp up to here. Although what I could also do is do another ramp, then build a flat space. Actually, that makes more sense to me. So let's do that. We'll do one more ramp and then build the flat space and change directions. And that's going to require a lot of mining here, and we may have to continue mining this after we build in the ramps, just to make it more realistic, because you got to think, how would people get down to and from down there? Now the problem, one issue that you can kind of see here is that this is a very steep ramp, and even though it's as shallow as you can make a ramp in this game, it's still very steep in terms of like a cart or something. So that's an issue. I think the reason that connected down here was the fact that I put that wall in, so I might want to think about doing that elsewhere as well, because these are kind of standalones, right? There's no other blocks connecting to them. What I could do is I could put this one in here like that, because that probably wants to go there anyway, right? That might just add to the stability and look of this area. So let's see if that makes a difference. Getting my colleague here to ask me for some help on something. I'll respond to him in just a second, but let me finish this. For some reason this has exceeded the load, which I don't get that, because it's clearly not, but we may have to keep working on that. Okay, maybe I'll just click that out. Okay, and we'll get that. Okay, perfect. Very nice. Very nice. Don't really want to destroy this whole rock face, though. Just kind of want it to blend in. There, that's better. I like that. Okay. There. That's pretty good. Okay, so that kind of leads us to this dock area. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to rebuild this one. Okay, let's see if I rebuild this now, will it lock in a way that doesn't cause those issues that we're having. We'll see. Again, structural load exceeded. I don't get that at all. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out later. In the meantime, let's continue. Let me respond to my colleague real quick. Hold on one second. He's asking what's the fastest way to make money in this game. And I'm telling him probably by collecting branches from shrubs and selling them at the trader. And I'm telling him I can come by in a little bit to help. So that way I'll bring you in for our travels. I made a path over there. It's kind of cool. But I want to at least get this ramp built before we go over there. And the problem here is that we've got so much land here that we need to dig through to make this work, really. And maybe I should use my shovel. Yeah, I should definitely be using the shovel. I don't know why I wasn't. But we're getting tons of clay, which is always good. Maybe I should just throw this clay right into the kiln and start making clay jars, because that's the thing we tend to need the most of for our steel tools and whatnot. Definitely doing a lot of reshaping of this land here today. Okay, I might have to go up there. But I want to leave this more or less intact right here. So I don't have any qualms about modifying this area of the land, but over there I definitely want to be careful and cautious. And maybe if I just kind of scoop this little lid area down a little bit, it'll help. I wish you had a little bit larger range with the shovel. Oh shit, I almost died. Anyway, sorry, I had to respond again. Okay. Well, it's nice to have a colleague, but it's also a little bit, I gotta respond and stuff, you know. May have to do something here, like a retaining wall or something, but for now this is starting to blossom into the right shape. Let's see if I can get this from above. Not really. Okay, so the point is that once I get up to the top here, I'm going to switch to a flat area. So we'll get to that in just a second. Having issues here. Okay. So here's going to be the flat area. So let's make a pretty drastic cut into the mountain here. Let me pop back up here and do some more digging on the lid of this terrain. Because there's no point in making it concave. I definitely want it to be kind of sloping inwards. Oh boy, we're about to fall again. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't get hurt that time, thank goodness. It's kind of hard to work. I mean, this is one thing about space engineers that's a lot easier than medieval engineers, is that you have a jetpack. I wish I had a jetpack in this game. Alright, almost got this one. Let's get that one there. Perfect. Oh, shit. Okay. And can I get that? I really want to make that voxel go away. That's ugly. Definitely getting a lot of dirt and clay and stuff here from this. I probably should get rid of these tree stumps as well. Actually, it might be kind of cool to have a tree grow there. So maybe I'll leave the 2 of them there. Oops. Okay, so we got our shovel again. I think if I kind of stay up here on this side, oops, it'll be better. There we go. Come on, you can get that one. Come on, game. Ugh, I hate it when your shovel swings like that. Well, I'll have to work on that little area later. Okay, so this is going to be the flat area here, so I'm going to just keep digging into... Again, I wish the shovel had a longer range so you wouldn't miss when you don't hit a voxel that's within range. It's a very annoying animation. That one right there, I hate that. I hate that. Okay, but we're almost in a position where we can build our thing. Let me just respond real quick. He's asking about the gold ingot being so expensive, and I just responded that yeah, it's basically out of reach unless you're super rich, and it's required for the gold king statue. So yeah, it's something that the trading post mod changes so that you don't have a realistic ability to get that much money in any common way, but it does kind of make sense that it would be so I'm just explaining how the gold works. Basically, though, to kind of follow up what I was saying, you don't really have the, if you think about it in real life, if you went panning for gold and you found one piece of gold ore, it would be very small, right? Because, so in other words, you wouldn't just like find bazillions of gold laying around and have a ton of gold. You would find tiny amounts of gold and you'd refine it, and over time you might be able to accumulate enough to have an ingot's worth, but that would be a small fortune. That would be an extremely large amount of money. So the trading post mod is attempting to make that a little bit more realistic, because in the vanilla game you could just get gold ingots from gold ore, and it was kind of unrealistic. And so in the trading post mod, you basically you take gold ore, which is again probably smaller than what some people might be used to in terms of what it actually represents versus what the game used to make it seem, and you would simply wash it in a precious ore cleaner into gold flakes, and then you take the gold flakes and you trade those for nobles, and then you have to get 840 nobles to get a gold ingot, apparently. Okay, so we're getting good progress here. And I'm going to do at least one or two more laterally here. And then we're going to put a couple more of these down at least. And let me build those in, and I'll dig around those. Let me go ahead and consume some bread. Yeah, we're getting tons of clay there, and decent amount of stone too. In fact, our inventory is filling up rather quickly. So we may be forced to discontinue our work here in a minute. But let me at least try to get some of this dug out. Okay, it goes up to there. Goes over to there. And good. Okay, perfect. Okay, so how do I get up to there? I mean, I guess I'll probably put a couple slopes in here now. But first, I think I've learned my lesson, so let's put a couple walls down. Right there and right there. Okay. Alright, let's try a couple slopes now. And the thing is, I'm going to have to put a gatehouse somewhere. Probably up there, I guess. Let me just kind of sense this out. Because I could make this the plane where the gatehouse is, and actually I think I will. So this is the last actual slope that we're going to be doing. From here on out it'll be land, transitions, and stairs, I think. No slopes anymore. How are we doing on stones, by the way? Probably need to go crush some of these big stones over in the ore crusher. I guess I'll use this as an opportunity to show you what I've been doing other than this little project here. In just a second, but let me just finish digging this out first. Okay. Man, that is, well, it's when players connect and disconnect, which is annoying. Okay, I don't know why I can't build that there. I need sticks, I see. I'm out of sticks, okay. Well, let's at least get this one locked into place. I'm almost out of gold, small stones as well. And then I'll put the gatehouse, like, right here. I'll put some, maybe some, matriculation kind of defensive thing here. And, we'll continue to make the details of that work later, but, for now, let's kind of take a look at what we've got. Oops. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I probably need to go down and rebuild those slopes with walls supporting them so that they're smoother. But that's going to be pretty good once I dig out the slope on this side a little bit more. Yeah, that's going to work just fine. Okay, I'll show you what I've been doing. So, unfortunately, my mechanical farm broke. I knew it was going to happen. The catch block was just having trouble. And I think they might have changed the stronger catch blocks mod, so I ended up making a timber grid just so I'd have a potentially even system here with a centralized pillar there, and it's more or less even. The problem is that this area here actually cuts off the edge of it a little bit, so it would go out to about here, and there would be another box there, and then the rest of it's an equal circle more or less around that pole. One easy solution would be to just move it in the direction that I'm standing, and I think I will do that at some point. But in the meantime, still working on that. I'll show you what I've done over here. Now, last time you saw this, it was flat, and I'm not even sure if it was curved there. Let me go up here and show you. This is all very rudimentary, not detailed or built in it at all. I put some matriculations here just to see how it would look, but basically it was flat like this, except for it was one layer lower. And I started putting stone cubes around the outside with these curves here. I built the curves into the cliff here. I added this little outside thing because I want to maybe make that into... Oh, by the way, there's what I've done to that island over there. I made a signal beacon. So it's kind of like a lighthouse. Might actually build a lighthouse out there at some point. But I've got that down there. I've got this whole section kind of ready. I'm going to obviously have a room here. And then I'll show you down here. I wish players would stop connecting and disconnecting. It's very distracting. I've got this room here, which I think might be a kitchen. Interior hallway. This hallway goes over to where the mill area is. And this room, again, is the kitchen. And then if you go up here, I think what I'm going to do, there's going to be a room here, obviously, and this will be wall and battlements and stuff. There's going to be a tower there. And this is going to definitely be a tower as well. So this might be a chapel or something. I'm not sure yet. This is going to be the Great Hall. I obviously need to make it much taller and build it up and stuff, and maybe put some additional doors in and whatnot. But this is going to be the Great Hall, and I'm excited about that. So that's basically the main part of the keep, really, is this central area. I think what I will do also is I will enclose at least from here over to here, but I might even go farther this way a little bit and make that into interior rooms of some sort. This is obviously the mill. This will all be exposed down here to a hallway, but then it'll be covered, and then up here, this will be like a bastion kind of thing. It won't be a tower, but it'll be a rounded open area that can be defended. The tower, this thing here, is going to be an actual tower. By the way, I have a signal beacon here too that I could light if I wanted to send a message or something to the main coastline. But anyway, that's kind of what I've been working on, and then I'll show you over here. I put some furnishings here, a pipe, a mug, and a chair. And then I've got this room down here, and it's kind of a makeshift bedroom slash library. Mostly just kind of like a bedroom. I had this saved as my actual bed, but then I kept getting, every time I respawned, I'd get flung up into the air about 30 feet and die. So I moved my actual spawning bed there. This is open space. I'm not sure what I'm going to put here yet. And then here's my warehouse. Once I finally moved everything over. So I've got all these things in here. Beautiful. And I've got my land claim blocks, 2 of them down here. I've got this thing. I can't get this thing to work. I think it's bugged. I've got my money in here. These torches keep going out after a couple days. Need to get that one lit as well. But anyway, that's the storage area. And then I have this other method of getting down there. I have to crouch to make this one work, but that's an alternative way of getting down to my money storage and land claim blocks. And you have to jump to get out too because of the edge being caught up there, but that's okay. It's not, I don't use this method of getting down there very often. And then okay, so that's basically what I've been doing. Let me throw these large stones in here, grab the small stones out of there. And let me also store away my dirt and clay and stuff. I might keep 50 clay and just make, or 60 clay or so, and make some more clay jars. Oh, perfect, actually. Yeah, I can make 60 at a time. And let's put the dirt in here. And everything else is fine. I guess I'll put the roots in here. Okay. Yeah, he was getting antsy. Give me like 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna stop by his place in 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down here. Oh, I need sticks, that's right. Okay, let's go grab some sticks from the wilderness. By the way, I keep trying to figure out how to use this thing. I think this thing is bugged too. This is also part of the trading post mod, and allegedly you're supposed to be able to use this thing to send resources to other mailboxes. I set up a mailbox at my colleague's place, and I can't seem to get any of that to work, so I'm not sure what the problem is. But let me just grab a whole handful of sticks over here, and we'll continue with the entrance, or the entryway into our castle area. This lag is absolutely atrocious. It's because there's so many people on, though. I guess it's kind of a mixed blessing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people on. Still got all these stupid little... They're like broken catch blocks is what they are, and I cannot get rid of them. I wish this game had like a little trash can feature or something, or I could burn those. I can't burn those because the game doesn't recognize them as burnable objects, but I wish there was a way I could get rid of them other than just laying them out in the forest like I've done here. Getting the attack music, probably because there's a deer around. The game doesn't distinguish the NPC of a deer versus the NPC of a barbarian in terms of the... Oh, by the way, I made this little campground. I think it's kind of cool. You know, I've got like a barrel and a chair and a fireplace, and I've got these Nordic boots I moved from my house. A tent, you know, pretty cool, I think. But yeah, I guess I forgot to mention that obviously I deleted my house that had been right over here where I'm looking. I moved everything to the storage area, and then I moved some of this stuff here. So some of my manufacturing stuff, like this furnace, the kiln, the workshop, the banner workshop, the tanning rack, this thing, you know, moved all that over there. Okay, let's continue working on this area. The only question I have is, see, I've got basically two options. I could make this area and then have like a stairs that goes up to this area, which I think is the best option, or I could just go up right now and have it all be on this level. But I think having multiple levels is actually the more aesthetically pleasing, so I think I'm going to do that. So that requires yet more digging. But fortunately, we're only one level below where we go up to where we've already built. So, and by the way, obviously, I wouldn't have done all this without making sure it was going to be aligned at the end. So, I know for a fact that it's already aligned, which is how I designed it. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put my clay jars in the kiln. Okay, so I'll do 6 of those. Okay. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this as the only 2x1 there, and then here it's just going to go crazy, and it's just going to be a big old platform. And it's going to jet out here, and it might even jet out here a little bit, but it's not going to connect there, or if it does, this will be a wall. It'll be like that, you know, because there's going to be a gatehouse here. In fact, we might want to go ahead and put that right in. Actually, you know, could do a drawbridge. No, we don't really have the we don't really have a need for a drawbridge in this particular build. There's no moat. I haven't built a gatehouse in a long time. Okay, so let's see. What do I need to make this happen? I'm going to need more metal parts and planks. Okay. So for planks, let me just grab a thing of timber. Let me go... Actually, I need metal parts, and those are the harder ones to get. Let me go grab those. This lag is killing me. Ah. Might as well make like all 19 of these into metal parts, I swear to God. I'll make 6 of them for sure. Alright, and then let's put this away real quick. And that away. game. There we go. Okay, and then planks. I should have some saved up here, yep. So every time I come over here, I basically just I max out the planks on these tables. You can make planks using your mill, but as it's just a matter of ease, I typically don't do that. Let me also, while I'm thinking about the mill, put these tool heads away. I've got more stone tool heads because these tend to wear out pretty quickly. So let's put these two. Oh, I don't have the, well, if I take those, I do. Okay, so those are 2 more stone tool heads. I guess I could take a few more of those stones out of there. I do have I have like 3 stone stockpiles. They're all basically full. It's a bad problem to have, or it's a good problem to have, I mean. I'm gonna have to go over and meet my colleague here after I build this, I think. But you'll enjoy the journey over there. It's kind of fun. Okay, there's our gatehouse. I'll build that up a little bit later. That actually is going to work really well, I think. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, but we'll figure something out. And then this will be a little courtyard or something. So I'll leave all that there. I'll tell you what, let's build these in so I can get rid of some of these stones that I have on me, because otherwise my inventory is just going to be really cluttered. There we go. Okay, that helps a lot with the inventory. Let me just dig a little bit of this out. Maybe add just a few more blocks so that I can unload some of the stone from my inventory. I'll tell him I'm on my way. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and dig these last little areas, and I may have to build some stairs or a ramp there as well. In fact, I might consider building another large sloped ramp like this, like right there. And we're gonna get all this out of the way. Alright, and get that. Perfect. Get that. And get that as well. I'll have some more clay for my colleague as well, which will be nice for him. Man, this lag is absolutely... I've never seen it this bad. Alright, let me at least get these blocks down real quick. And one more. Oh, I think I've got them all. Alright, let me see how about... Okay, so that's that. That one's good. And that one's good. I still have a ton of stone on me. I might just give those to my colleague when I get to his place. Alright, there's that one. There's that one. Okay, and then let me just get this out of the way so that it doesn't look ridiculous. And I'll probably put some stairs or something. Is this one? Yeah, it's just one, so I can put a staircase somewhere easily. Kind of looked like 2 for a second because it feels taller than it is. Okay, so that is going to pretty much do it for this little area that I'm building here. Pretty pleased with how that turned out, to be honest, in general, and I'll keep working on the details, and you'll see some that I've added off camera, and I'm sure that I'll do some on camera. Okay, there we go. So now we have complete access up to here, and I might build another row of these here. That's pretty much going to do it, though. And as you can see, that will align perfectly with that one. In fact, I could take this out and make that happen right now, but I'm not going to. So that is pretty cool. Much more stable system of getting up and down. Now let's head over to our colleague here. Let me just eat a whole bunch. I'll eat a whole bunch of these roots real quick. I could go grab some bread or something, but nah. Okay, so wonder how the tide is doing. Yeah, it's pretty low. I'll have to keep my eyes on the tide because well, I'll make a little marker here to kind of indicate that I know that the tide was at least this low at one point. And maybe if I ever see it below that, I'll know that it went lower. Okay, and I wonder how high it's going to go. It's probably it's going to go up to at least here, so I know that we're in the ballpark. But anyway, let's so our little path over to my colleague is marked by these little timbers sticking out of the ground. So we're going to follow that path and go over to where he's at. Now, I could also, the faster way to get there would be to use the road, because the road system does connect more or less to his land. It does not really connect to my land, so maybe someday it will. That would be a lot of maintenance to make that happen. Ooh, I need to, at some point I need to come in here and clean some of these foundations up. I do like the look of that, though, in general. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's definitely coming along, and that is going to look pretty good, I think, too. The harbor is going to look good. It's going to be really built into the area there. I like grabbing oysters because you can find pearls in them, and pearls are the equivalent of basically an iron ingot for a lot of purposes. That's going to be a very distinct... Oh, how do you use suicide? I think it's backspace. Anyway, so obviously, yep, it worked. Anyway, what I did was I basically carved a trail into this mountain here, and so most of it's pretty obvious. I like how the music changes when you're in terra incognita, which basically means unrecognized land. You cannot see that beacon from here. The draw distance is too far. That's too bad, because it'd be really cool if you could see it from farther away. But this path is really cool, and I actually think it's a build in and of itself, because it is humongous. This whole path is humongous. You can see it up there on that other side of the mountain there, and it took a lot. It took like 3 or 4 pickaxes worth of duration or durability, and I love walking this trail. I want to build little things along it, like maybe a little house or a little outhouse. Maybe I could, well, I can't blueprint the outhouse, it's too far away from my blueprint, but I could build a little shack, or I could put a statue or something and have a little shrine. I don't know. I can definitely make some caves. I've been thinking about it. The problem is if I build out here, it's not recognized as a claimed land, and so I wonder about how quickly the materials would decay, but apparently they don't really decay that fast according to the current settings, because all these timbers are still here. That's kind of a cool little overhang. And I just come this way. And we're only about, I don't know, a third to halfway through the trail so far. But you can see the distance we've traveled, and every now and then I put a light somewhere. Yeah, I do put torches down, and those are kind of cool. And it's like kind of dangerous at places. But it's definitely all built into the side of this cliff here, so it's really cool. And there's the giant island next to mine. This one. And so we're gonna keep going this way. I always thought this little outcrop here right in front of us, this sloped hill, would make a really good place for a castle. It's this little peninsula thing. But anyway, for now, I built a trail that goes right across it. And the one little feature of this path that I have built, as it were, is this little cave here. It's nothing special. I don't have anything back there, but it's just kind of cool to have that. Here, this goes kind of across this little plateau. There's a little thing down there, but it's not a very efficient path. If you kind of cut over, you can save some time. Yeah, there we go. It comes down here. And it goes down here. There's another torch up ahead there. And you're supposed to go up here. I also plowed some of the grassland so you can kind of see where I've been. There's a torch there. And then you come... This one, you have to kind of come down like this. It's a little cascading thing here. It's kind of like a marble track or something, you know. And then you come down here, and then you go down here. And then you do a similar maneuver here. And you come down here, and you cascade down like this. It's a little easier on the way down than it is on the way up, because you have to kind of, on the way up, find where the slope is the most shallow. And then I've got a little crafting table with a torch there, because I had to make some timbers or something. And then it kind of goes over to the beach area again. So we've come down from quite a ways there, huh? Pretty cool, right? And then it follows along the beach with some little carve-outs here. This is not such a dangerous part of the path. And that's like, I think the last torch in a while. And then we just kind of follow these timbers. I'm gonna press T and eat some more of those roots and see if there's anything in that oyster. Nope. I think I had to, but I ate the oysters, so that's good. Boy, there's a ton of lag right now. That'll help. The food will help with my stamina. A little carve out here. I guess we go down here now. And then it just kind of follows along like this. Probably need to shore that up a little bit. I'll show you how I did this. I mean, it's not hard, but you just get your pickaxe out and you find these little areas, and you right click so you don't accumulate all that material unless you want to. But that kind of helps you create that nice solid path through the cliff face, and that's basically how we created this trail. Some areas I didn't bother to carve out much because I didn't need to. I kind of destabilized that timber, oh well. It's kind of floating there now. But most of the path from this point on is pretty not dramatic at all. Like, a lot of this is just walking along the beach. which is kind of nice. Like, it's a beautiful beach, and in the sunlight, it's absolutely beautiful. My colleague is focused on making harbor-related looking things. So when we get there, you'll see his little building. And I'll show you that in a second. Obviously, we're just walking along here at this point. Pretty generic stuff, really, but we're almost there. It's just right around the corner here. You can never have enough perfection on the curvature of these cutouts. This might have been the first, like, actual cutout that I made on the trail right here. I think it probably was. Cool. And so that tells me that we're just right around the corner here from the base, from his base. And as you can see, that's true. Go ahead and use the shift button to speed up. And we're almost there. In fact, you can see that emerging from behind the cliff here, which is great. And then we will yeah, that's actually coming along nicely. And I think I can see him building in some of those roof pieces, which is nice too. Yeah, that's looking really good. So it's nice to have a colleague, you know? And I probably will end the video over here at some point, so just kind of finish up and check out what he's been up to. But he's struggling for money. That's his big issue, because he wants to buy stuff. Makes sense, obviously. Showed him the trading post mod. He was a former player who never got to play around with some of those mods, so. Ooh, we're getting barbarian music. Oh, there he is. I'll go ahead and say hi. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Let me go take care of whatever NPC is threatening the area. My trusty crossbow here. I mean, it's probably a deer. There could be a barbarian going for the claim block in that wooden house. There's the claim block. It's fine inside. I'll shut the door there just to be on the safe side. I will find whatever is causing this music. A whole bunch of harvestable flax there, and wheat. Where is it? I do not see the NPC that is causing this music. There's a deer up there. It's too far away to be causing that music, though. There must be something. I don't know, but I'm gonna put the crossbow away because it's very it itself feels very laggy. Maybe like a deer got stuck back in here or something. That'd be crazy. Maybe it's just because I'm in proximity to him. You wouldn't think there'd be the adventure music though for being next to your ally. It's a fellow member of my house. Let me just give it one more check. Maybe it is that deer up there. the end of the song. Nope, it's repeating. I just like have this bad feeling that a barbarian snuck in or something. No, obviously not. How did I get hurt? Doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's glitched. Maybe there is a barbarian, like an invisible barbarian in there. Well, it definitely doesn't seem to be an immediate threat to the place, so I don't know. I don't know what to say. See, this is the mailbox I was trying to get to work, and I can't get it to work at all. So, at a loss there, but let me go take out this deer and see if that changes the music. This is bugging me. Well, the music went away now. See, that's the weirdest thing. Let me see if I can, if I approach again, if the music resumes. Appears to be a clay pit there. Well, I think the music kind of resumed when I was up on the hill anyway. It might just be from that deer. I guess I can't worry about it, but anyway. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. But I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Thank you for watching. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to continuing our build. But it's really nice to have a colleague. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We'll see you next time on Medieval Engineers.